good evidence on a lot of this stuff. As I say, agriculture is usually a very well-measured sector. It's not just the U.S. that measures agriculture well. Developing countries do also. So conclusions, I would say research to date has identified some factors that are important in explaining or predicting faster diffusion, but there's still some unanswered questions. So if we think especially about the cross-country context, if we tried to do it if we tried to explain diffusion with prices, how far could we get? Does it explain the slow adoption in still poor countries? Or is there still a lot of room for barriers or some other impediments to adoption? I guess the other issue is, to me, if I look at these productivity differentials by sector across rich and poor countries, it seems like some kind of diffusion is happening faster in the urban sector than in the rural sector. So can we explain that on the basis of prices? Or is it something else, which is perhaps allowing modern technologies to seep into non-agricultural activities faster, and agriculture more slowly? Is FDI a factor for, say, overcoming these fixed costs? So that's it. So I will say I started out thinking, diffusion of technologies might be easier to measure than diffusion of ideas. At the end, I'm not so sure, but maybe. Okay, so I hope we have time for a few, no hard questions, comments. How about some comments?
So there is time for a couple of questions. Anybody wants to take the mic?
I was just wondering if in your review of the literature, is there any evidence on policies that affect diffusion? Government policies that affect diffusion?
Yeah, I have to say I didn't, my reading of the literature was not comprehensive, and I don't know. I was not focusing on that, but I don't know. I would say, just like casual evidence suggests, China currently has a very deliberate policy of requiring firms that invest in China, requiring them to transfer some of the, intellectual property to local firms. That's the only, that's my only piece of evidence.
So I was wondering about the difference between transmission of technologies, which you talk about here, and ideas. It starts the motivation by saying that this is easy to measure compared to ideas, but also the models you use are quite different from recent models of idea transmission, which I think are more about the idea that you don't know what's out there, and it's really just about discovering something you haven't seen yet. Whereas here, people know the benefits of adoption, and it's just deciding what to do. So I was wondering how you would maybe delineate those and bring them more together.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll still stand a little bit behind my original conjecture that, there's something to me attractive to thinking about technologies because they're a little more concrete. So, maybe they aren't as easy to measure as I thought they were, but, we do have data on tractors. We do have data on other kinds of equipment. We have data on hybrid seeds. And so if we think about these diffusion patterns, to me, there's something very attractive about thinking about a close link between, the tractors coming in and productivity growing. The ideas, it's very hard to measure. We see some much less direct evidence just from wage rates. But I would say that, there's maybe, more scope for other things to be affecting those wage rates. That would be my only, that to me is the limitation of thinking about ideas. I believe ideas are important, but I also believe they're very hard to measure.
Okay, so thanks a lot, Nancy, for such a wonderful talk. We're going to continue now the discussion with a reception cocktail that is going to take place right here. You can take these doors that are open at the side. They will take you to not that one. And they will take you to the same place where they had lunch during in those tables. There we'll have the cocktail party. So thank you very much, Nancy.
Thank you.